So in today's video, we are going to get into a couple of things, okay? This is going to be a very interesting video, and I just feel like it's going to help so many people. I want you guys to learn from my mistakes, learn before it's too late, okay? So right before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to this lovely channel. Make sure you like this video, and don't forget to drop a comment down below. Let's get right into it. Tip number 1 on how to communicate problems in relationships. Realize that no one can read your mind. Guys, you're talking to somebody who never communicated. Like, I used to just hold things in. I would never tell people why I'm upset, why I'm mad, why I'm frustrated. I would just expect people to know. And that's not how you do things. People can't read your mind. If you don't tell somebody what you're upset at or if there's a problem, they can't solve the problem. You know, and me, I grew up, being bullied, almost throughout my whole childhood, and I suffered from a lot of trauma. I went through a lot of things with like teachers, and, it just kind of made me not want to express myself anymore. So my lack of communication was built, based off of trauma stemming from my childhood. And I had to go back to that little girl, and I had to rebuild her back up. I had to fix her. I had to find her, and I think that's what makes me the woman I am today. I never would have thought that I would be making a video about communication, and that was one of my most weakest areas in my life. So if you have been bullied and you have been like suppressing your emotions and your feelings and not communicating with people, you're going to start to fall away from family. You're going to start to fall away from friends. You're going to start to fall away from coworkers because your voice is not being heard. You're not expressing yourself. You're not letting it out. You're holding it in. So number 1, how to communicate problems in relationships. You have to realize no one can read your mind, and no one knows what's going on but you. And if you don't say something, nobody will know. And until you really soak that in and realize that, your communication skills will never grow. Let's get into tip number 2. Tip number 2 is similar to tip number 1. But if you don't talk about it, nobody will know. You see so many married couples, they're mad at each other, they're acting funny, but they're not telling each other what's going on. And then they become frustrated, strife and contention in the home. Then they wind up getting a divorce, when just a simple conversation about things that need to be fixed and things that need to be avoided and things that need to be, solved could have prevented that divorce. Or you see family like cousins falling out with each other over small things and arguments, and then just stop speaking. Whole time, if they would have just talked about, what, you made me feel like this. I feel like you was wrong. I took offense. I'm sorry. Just talking about something, being the bigger person, apologizing, both people, putting the due effort, to speak. Our voice is so powerful, you guys. Our voices can move nations. Our voices can bring other people freedom and deliverance. Be a voice. If you don't talk about it, no one will know what's wrong. That's how you communicate a problem in a relationship. You talk about it because no one can read your mind. And this plays into the next tip I'm about to give you guys. Speaking about it will get it off your chest so you don't have to carry around that burden. Now, I don't know about y'all, but when I'm mad about something, like if I'm not speaking about it or speaking on it, I'm just thinking about it. I'm carrying it with me in my head. It's weighing me down. I'm angry. I'm sad. I'm upset. I'm listening to sad music to make me more sad. And when you vent to someone, when you tell them what's going on, when you tell them your problems or an issue that you have with them, and you let out your emotions and your feelings, you feel a burden lifted. You feel better. You feel more lightweight. Another way to communicate your problems in your relationships is to realize that you need to get those things off of your chest. Those emotions and those feelings must be dealt with. And if you have to be the bigger person to accomplish just that, then I suggest you to do it. That's the only way that you'll be able to keep family relationships, friend relationships, and relationships with your significant other. If you and your boyfriend have an argument, or for instance, this is a good one. Let's say you're in a relationship and everything's going amazing, and all of a sudden you go on Instagram and you see your boyfriend liking this girl's picture, right? And he like 5 of her pictures. And so y'all meet up and you have an attitude and you're not acting normal and you're ignoring him, you rolling your eyes, and he's like, why are you acting like this? Like, you acting so different. And you like, oh, nothing. And you're not telling him why you upset, but he sees that you have an attitude. You didn't bring no solution to the problem. You didn't get any of your questions answered. You're just assuming. And number 4, he don't even know why you mad. He don't know why you mad. But you're sitting there mad and you refuse to tell him. Why not tell him and talk about it? And you guys, let me tell y'all, I was a person who never communicated. Like, even when I thought that I was able to communicate or that I could make an effort to communicate, communication to me was trying to work on a relationship that I have with other people, trying to work on it. Communication to me really wasn't, oh, you do something, I'm mad, now we're going to talk about it. That really wasn't what it was to me. Now that I'm 24, I'm going to share a little experience I had. Ooh, karma. I'm going to share an experience that I had. Now that I'm 24, I realized that, you know what? Some people in my life are so important and I don't want to lose them. So if I have to talk about something that upsets me, I'm going to do it. So recently, it was this specific person that I encountered that is just like me. It's so scary, right? This person is just like me. And this person, right, this particular person, I'm not gonna say no names, this particular person got upset at me for something, right? And wouldn't even address the situation, but would just assume and act different, right? And you know, I'm very intuitive, so I already know why the person is upset. I know the reason, but they're not speaking to me about why they're upset. So I have, you know, a mature discussion on, listen, you know, there needs to be some sort of communication because I'm seeing a change in behavior, right? And, you know, this particular person spoke about, okay, you know, communicating more and things like that, only to not communicate and still be mad about other things. So in those type of situations, you just have to walk away from those people. My heart goes out to those people who can't communicate and who are just upset with you about things and don't know how to talk to you, because in reality, I used to be that person, and that's just a person that's one, hurting, a person that has been through trauma, a person that suppresses their emotions, and a person that sadly, they don't see anything wrong with that. And that's sick. It's like a sickness. And sometimes it takes years for people to grow up. You know, I wish it would have happened for me sooner, but, you know, I'm 24, turning 25 next year. And this is the year where I had my awakening. This is the year where God enlightened me. Like, if you want to keep people in your life, if you don't want to keep losing people that you care about, start speaking, start communicating. It's so easy. Relationships, friendships, family relationships last so much longer by you just opening your mouth. Take my advice. Number 4, you need a solution, and the only way to get that is to confront the problem. So I'm just going to be real with y'all. If you don't confront the problem, you won't get a solution, okay? And that's bad. That's not healthy. It's unhealthy and it's toxic. Number 5, I know I hate to hear it. I used to hate to hear it, and I know y'all hate to hear it. But not talking about an issue is childish. And I'm a teacher now, so I see how childish it is. Sometimes when I ask some of my students, well, what happened with you and the other kid? Why are you crying? Why are you upset? They sit there and they fold their arms like this and they say, I'm like, what happened? They're like, are you okay? Refusing to speak about the problem. Very childish, very childlike. It doesn't bring a solution. It doesn't. It's childish. That's why you have to communicate in your relationship. You don't want to be childish, you want to be mature. And sadly, not everybody matures in their teenage years. Sometimes it takes your early 20s. Oftentimes, maybe even your 30s. And this is the last tip, you guys. Number 6, you will lose people as a result of this lack of communication. Will it be worth it? Now, you guys, listen. This was my wake up call. And I thank God I learned my lesson, and I learned the best lesson of my life. You know, when you don't communicate, when you let this be, something that cripples you in life because you don't do it, you will lose every good person in your life. They won't pay the price because they had the strength to see that you were unable to do what was needed to do, and they'll walk away. They won't pay the price, but you will. And you will suffer for the result of your actions, and you will have to deal with those consequences. You will have to live with those regrets, and you will have to live with that torment of I coulda, woulda, shoulda, but didn't. I want you guys to have the best life possible. I want you guys to have healthy relationships. I want you guys to be problem solvers. I want you guys, as my viewers, as my subscribers, I want you guys to mature as I mature. I want you guys to grow as I grow. And I want you guys to also be blessed and listen to this blessing, this knowledge, this wisdom that I'm sharing with you. It's not worth it. And also this plays a role in forgiveness. And the reason why I strongly believe in forgiveness, because that's, another video for another day, is because sometimes, and we have to realize this, people don't know what they're doing. At the time, what they're doing seems right, but in the end, when they realize that they was wrong, and you realize that they didn't even know what they was doing, you got to have some kind of pity on them. Sometimes people don't see their wrongdoings until, many years or days later down the road. And by then it's too late. So guys, make sure that you are communicating. Communicate with your coworkers at work. Communicate with your boss. Communicate with your friends, your family, your significant other. Communicate. Life is too short to not talk about things that can be resolved. Not talking about things can lead to bitterness, unforgiveness, and grudges. And life is too short for that. I hope you guys enjoy this video. I love you, Star Gang. We're on the road to 50 subscribers. That's super big to me, just to have 50 people supporting my YouTube channel and believing in something, that I saw, when I was like a teenager. Like, I saw me being a YouTuber, I saw me, gradually, elevating and just doing the things I want to do in the future and loving what I do. So just to have 50 people supporting that dream means the world to me. I love you guys, and I want the best for you guys. And comment down below if you felt everything I was saying in this video. Until next time, peace.